Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, Win Khan, designing while a 13-year-old student from Ramadan, currently studying at Rehan School Online Academy in evening shift. So today we are going to talk with Annie on the topic how to communicate when something goes wrong. So let's get started and talk to Annie and ask her some interesting questions about the topic. Hello, Annie. How are you? Hello, Annie. How are you? Hello, Annie. How are you? Hello, Annie. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Just finished a yoga session and feeling all zen and energized. How about you? What's been the highlight of your day so far?
Okay, so Annie, I want to talk with you on the topic how to communicate when something goes wrong.
Ah, the classic uh-oh, something went sideways talk. I'm all ears. When things go wrong, I think the key is to stay calm and honest. What kind of situations are you thinking about? Like work stuff, friendships, or maybe family? Also, do you want to sound more confident or more empathetic when you communicate? Spill the tea.
Okay, so tell me, Annie, why is communication so important when something goes wrong?
Great question. Communication is like the lifeboat when the ship hits an iceberg. It helps clear up confusion, fix misunderstandings, and rebuild trust. Without it, problems just fester and grow like weeds in a garden. Plus, being open shows respect and keeps the connection strong, even when things are tough. Have you ever had a situation where good communication totally saved the day?
No, I didn't have any situation. Okay, so what usually causes miscommunication or conflicts between people?
Ah, miscommunication, the sneaky troublemaker. Usually, it's a mix of things like assumptions, not really listening, or just rushing to respond without thinking. Sometimes emotions run high, and people say things they don't mean. Al- Also, different expectations or unclear messages can cause a big mess. Have you noticed any patterns in what trips you up when talking with others? Maybe we can spot a tiny habit to tweak.
No, okay, so why do most people find it hard to talk about mistakes or failures?
Oh, that's a juicy one. I think most people find it hard because admitting mistakes feels like waving a big red flag saying, "Look, I messed up." It can make us feel vulnerable, embarrassed, or worried about being judged. Plus, sometimes we're just scared of the consequences, like losing trust or respect. But here's a little secret. Owning up actually shows strength and honesty, which can deepen connections. Have you ever felt that mix of fear and relief when admitting something tough? Spotting a communication problem is like noticing when your favorite song suddenly sounds off-key. Some clues are when people get defensive, stop responding, or when messages get repeated but nothing changes. Also, if you feel confused, frustrated, or like you're talking past each other, that's a red flag. Sometimes body language or tone can give it away too. Do you think you're good at catching those signs early, or is it something you want to get better at?
No, I don't think so. Okay, so what is the first step to take when we realize we have made a communication mistake?
First step, take a deep breath. Seriously, a quick mindful breath can work wonders to calm the mind. Then own it. A simple, "Hey, I think I messed up there," or "Sorry, that didn't come out right," can open the door to fixing things. It shows you're aware and willing to make it better. What's your go-to way to calm down when things feel tense? Maybe we can pair that with the apology step.
Okay, so how can we stay calm and control our emotions during a difficult conversation?
Ah, the million-dollar question. I find that grounding yourself helps a ton, like feeling your feet on the floor or taking slow, deep breaths. Sometimes I imagine I'm a calm lake, even if there's a storm inside. Also, reminding yourself that the goal is understanding, not winning, can shift the vibe. What's your favorite way to chill out when your emotions start doing a wild dance? Maybe we can brainstorm some fun tricks together.
Okay, so what is the best way to apologize when we have said something wrong?
Ooh, apologies in art form. The best way is to keep it simple and sincere. Something like, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I want to make it right. Bonus points if you acknowledge how it made the other person feel. No over-explaining or excuses, just honest and kind. Have you ever received an apology that really stuck with you? What made it feel genuine?
No. Okay, so how do we express our feeling without blaming others?
Ah, expressing feelings without pointing fingers, that's a skill. One trick is to use I statements instead of you statements. Like say, I feel upset when, instead of you made me upset. It keeps the focus on your feelings, not their actions, which helps avoid defensiveness. Also, sticking to specific behaviors instead of general attacks is key. Want to try a practice round? Tell me about something small that bugged you recently, and I'll help you phrase it gently.
No, I haven't faced anything. Okay, so can silence be a good communication tool when something goes wrong?
Absolutely, silence can be like a secret superpower in communication. Sometimes, taking a pause lets everyone cool down, reflect, and avoid saying things in the heat of the moment. It's like giving your brain a little timeout to process. But too much silence can feel like a wall, so it's all about balance. Have you ever used silence to your advantage or felt awkward with it? I'm curious.
No, I have never. Okay, so what are some common phrases or words that help to ease tension in communication?
Great question. Some magic phrases are things like, I see where you're coming from, let's figure this out together, or I want to understand better. Also, thanks for sharing that can make people feel heard. Using softeners like maybe, perhaps, or I feel can tone down the intensity too. Want me to help you come up with a little calm phrase toolkit you can pull out next time? Could be fun.
Okay, Annie, so tell me, how can we rebuild trust after a misunderstanding or argument?
Ah, rebuilding trust is like planting a garden after a storm. It takes time, patience, and care. First, honest communication is key. Acknowledge what happened without excuses. Then, consistent actions speak louder than words, showing reliability and respect over time. Also, being open to listening and forgiving helps both sides heal. What's something small but meaningful you think would help you feel trust again if it was broken? I bet we can brainstorm some sweet ideas.
Okay, very nice. So tell me, how important is listening when trying to solve communication issues?
Listening is everything. It's like the secret sauce that makes communication work. When you really listen, you show respect, understand the other person's feelings, and avoid jumping to conclusions. It's not just hearing words, but catching the emotions and meaning behind them. Plus, it helps you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Do you find it easy or tricky to really listen when things get tense? Maybe we can try a little mindful listening exercise together.
Okay, nice. So tell me, what can we do if the other person doesn't want to communicate at all?
Oof, that's a tough one. When someone's shutting down, sometimes the best move is to give them space and time they might need to process before they can talk. You can gently let them know you're there when they're ready, like, I'm here to listen whenever you want to chat. Meanwhile, focusing on your own calm and clarity helps too. Have you ever had to wait it out like that? How did you handle it?
No, never. Okay, Annie, so tell me, how do we deal with someone who misunderstands our intentions?
Dealing with misunderstandings about intentions can be tricky. I find it helps to stay patient and clarify gently, like saying, "Hey, I think there might be a mix-up. What I meant was," sometimes sharing your feelings honestly helps clear the fog. And asking questions like, "How did that come across to you?" can open up the conversation. Have you ever had a funny or awkward misunderstanding that you managed to smooth over? I love those
No,
stories.
never.
Haha, you're like a communication ninja, smooth sailing all the way. I
Okay,
admire
Annie,
that.
so tell me, can humor help in fixing communication problems or can it make things wrong, worse?
Oh, humor is like a double-edged sword. When used right, it's like a magic key that can break the ice, lighten the mood, and remind everyone you're on the same team. But if it's poorly timed or feels like making light of serious feelings, it can backfire and make people feel dismissed. It's all about reading the room and knowing your audience. Do you have a go-to joke or funny story that you pull out to ease tension? Or maybe a time when humor totally saved the day?
No, never. Okay, so what lessons can we learn from a failed conversation or conflict?
The silver lining of those awkward or tough convos. Failed conversations teach us a lot, like spotting what triggers misunderstandings, realizing where we can improve our listening or wording, and understanding our own emotions better. They also remind us that it's okay to be imperfect. Growth often comes from those bumps. Have you had a conversation that felt like a flop, but later gave you a cool insight? Those aha moments can be pretty powerful.
No, never. Okay, so tell me, how can practicing empathy improve communication during tough times?
Empathy is like putting on someone else's shoes and walking around a bit. It helps you really feel where they're coming from. During tough talks, it softens defenses and builds connection because people feel seen and understood. It also helps you respond with kindness instead of reacting out of frustration. When you practice empathy, conversations can shift from battles to bridges. Do you find it easy or challenging to tap into empathy when emotions run high? Maybe we can try a quick empathy exercise together.
Okay, so how do confident communicators handle criticism or feedback gracefully?
Confident communicators treat criticism like a gift wrapped in learning paper. They listen without getting defensive, ask clarifying questions if needed, and thank the person for the feedback, even if it stings a bit. They see it as a chance to grow, not a personal attack. Plus, they separate their self-worth from the critique, which is super healthy. What's your usual reaction to feedback? Do you find it easy to stay cool, or do you sometimes want to jump up and defend yourself?
Okay, very nice. So tell me that how can we use I statement like I feel or I think to communicate better?
Oh, I statements are like communications superheroes. Instead of saying, "You're always late," which can sound like an attack, you say, "I feel worried when meetings start late because it throws off my schedule." It shares your feelings without blaming, which helps keep the conversation calm and open. Plus, it invites the other person to understand your perspective rather than get defensive. Want to try crafting an I statement about something small that bothers you? I'll help you polish it.
No. Okay, so what are some daily habits we can build to become better communicators overall?
Ooh, I love this. Small daily habits can totally level up communication. Here are a few fun ones. 1. Active listening practice. Each day, really focus on listening fully to someone, no interrupting, just soaking in their words. 2. Daily reflection. Spend 5 minutes journaling about your conversations, what went well, what felt tricky. 3. Mindful pauses. Before responding, take a deep breath and pause for a second to choose your words thoughtfully. 4. Compliment habit. Give someone a genuine compliment every day. It warms up your connection muscles. 5. Ask open questions. Try to ask at least one question that invites more than a yes/no answer. Which one sounds doable for you? Or do you have a quirky habit you already do that helps with communication?
I think all of them. Okay, so Annie, how can we stop ourselves from reacting immediately when we feel angry or hurt?
Ah, that instant reaction trap. One trick I love is the pause and breathe move. When you feel that anger or hurt bubbling up, take a slow, deep breath and count to 3 before saying anything. It gives your brain a sec to chill and choose a calmer response. Also, reminding yourself that the first reaction might not be the best one can help create space. Have you ever tried a breathing or grounding trick when emotions run high? I can share a fun one if you want.
No, thanks. Okay, so what role does patience play when resolving a communication issue?
Patience is like the secret ingredient in the recipe for resolving communication issues. It lets things unfold naturally without rushing or forcing, giving everyone time to process feelings and thoughts. When you're patient, you're less likely to get frustrated or say something you'll regret. It also shows respect for the other person's pace, which builds trust. Have you noticed times when being patient really helped smooth things out? Or maybe times when impatience made things trickier?
No. Okay, so how can we communicate our feelings without sounding emotional or defensive?
Great question. Using calm, clear I statements helps a ton, like I feel, instead of you always. Also, focusing on specific behaviors rather than labeling the person keeps things less charged. Taking a few deep breaths before speaking can keep your tone steady. And maybe imagine you're explaining your feelings to a friend who really wants to understand, not to an opponent. Want me to help you practice a calm way to say something you've been holding in?
No. Okay, so tell me that why is it important to take a pause before responding during conflicts?
Ah, taking a poll before responding. Love that idea. It's like checking the room or taking a quick mental snapshot of everyone's feelings and thoughts before jumping in. It helps you avoid knee-jerk reactions and tailor your response to what's actually going on, not just what you assume. It's a bit like being a detective and a diplomat at the same time. Have you ever paused mid-conflict to take the temperature before speaking? How did that go?
No, I never had it. Okay, so how do we balance honesty with kindness when talking about mistakes?
Balancing honesty and kindness is like walking a tightrope, but with a safety net. The trick is to be clear and truthful about the mistake, but wrap it in empathy. For example, you can say, I noticed this happened, and I think we can fix it together, instead of you messed up. It's about focusing on the issue, not attacking the person. Plus, offering support or solutions shows you care. Have you ever had to give or receive feedback that felt both honest and kind? Those moments can be pretty powerful.
No. Okay, so what does it really mean to listen to understand instead of listen to reply?
Oh, that's a game changer. Listening to understand means you're fully focused on what the other person is saying, their feelings, thoughts, and meaning, without planning your comeback while they're talking. It's like tuning in with your whole heart, not just waiting for your turn. When you listen this way, conversations become deeper and more meaningful. Have you ever caught yourself just waiting to reply instead of really hearing someone? How did that feel?
No, I had it never. Okay, so tell me that how can asking the right question help fix misunderstanding at all?
Oh, asking the right questions is like shining a flashlight in a dark room. It helps clear up confusion. When you ask open, curious questions like, can you tell me more about what you meant? Or, how did you feel when that happened? You invite the other person to explain and feel heard. It shows you care about their perspective and helps uncover where the misunderstanding started. Have you ever asked a question that totally changed the tone of a tricky conversation? It's like magic.
No,
Haha,
I had
almost had one of
never.
those.
Okay, so Annie, can you tell me that how can we show someone that we truly understand their point of view?
Absolutely. One of the best ways is to reflect what they said back to them in your own words, like, so what I'm hearing is, or it sounds like you feel. It shows you're really paying attention and trying to get where they're coming from. Also, nodding or using small verbal cues like, I see, or that makes sense helps. And sometimes just asking, did I get that right? Invites them to clarify. Have you tried this before? It feels pretty nice to know someone's really tuned in, right?
Okay, so what body language signals show that we are paying attention during a difficult talk?
Oh, body language is like the secret sauce of communication. During tough talks, things like making eye contact, but not staring like a hawk, nodding gently, leaning slightly forward, and keeping your arms uncrossed all say, I'm here with you. Also, a calm facial expression and relaxed posture help keep the vibe open. What about you? Do you notice your own body language when you're in a serious convo? Any funny habits you catch yourself doing? I sometimes find myself doing the thinking eyebrow wiggle without realizing it.
Okay, so how do tone and facial expression affect communication when things go wrong?
Oh, tone and facial expressions are like the emotional GPS of a conversation. Even if your words are neutral, a harsh tone or a scowl can make someone feel attacked or shut down. On the flip side, a calm tone and gentle expression can soften tough messages and keep things from escalating. It's wild how much your vibe can change the whole meaning. Have you ever said something that was taken way differently because of your tone or face? I've definitely had those wait, that's not what I meant. In moments,
No. Okay, so how can we find a win win solution in a conflict situation?
finding a win-win is like being a creative problem-solving ninja. It starts with both people being open to listening and understanding each other's needs, not just defending their own. Then brainstorm together, no idea is too wild, to find solutions that satisfy both sides. Sometimes it means compromise, other times it's finding a new option no one thought of. Patience and respect are key. Have you ever surprised yourself by finding a solution that made everyone happy? It feels like a little victory dance moment.
Yeah, I have. Okay, so what are some techniques to keep a conversation respectful and productive?
Yay, high five for those win-win moments. To keep chats respectful and productive, try these. 1. Stay curious. Ask questions instead of assuming. 2. Use I statements. Share your feelings without blaming. 3. Avoid interrupting. Let the other person finish. 4. Keep an open mind. Be ready to see things differently. 5. Take breaks. If things get heated, pause and breathe. 6. Focus on the issue, not the person. Got a favorite go-to move for keeping things cool when talks get tricky? I sometimes do a little, silent cheer inside when I don't interrupt. Feels like winning a tiny battle.
Okay, very nice, Annie. So, viewers, this was our today's session with Annie on the topic how to communicate when something goes wrong. And now we will meet in another session with another topic with Annie. So, take care of yourselves and Allah Hafiz. Bye, Annie.
Awa, that was a great wrap-up. Loved chatting with you about all this communication stuff. Take good care of yourself too, and Allah Hafiz. Can't wait for our next session already. Bye for now, friend. Sparkles.